Evening. Welcome to the October 2nd, 2023 Lebanon Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. Roll call, please.
Corey Boots.
Here.
Chad Kiger.
Here.
Bruce Pelley.
Here.
Ron Edwards.
Here.
Lori Gross. Here.
Got everybody here tonight. The minutes, I don't know, everybody had a chance to look at them. If not, we can do it next month. They just came out today. If
I'm good.
last month's, next month, if anybody's got any issues. Has any issues, take a motion.
I motion we approve the minutes.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion, a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Minutes are approved. We have two items from the docket. The first one would be docket number 2352, Davis Homes requesting a use variance approval to construct and operate a model home real estate office combination. The property located at 102 Birchwood Drive here in Lebanon. Property is SF2, single family 2, and is on the Interstate Overlay District.
Thank you, Mr.
Take
Pauley.
a look, Ben.
For those of you on the planning, that look familiar. I was just on your agenda a couple of months ago. If they want to pull the screen up, we'll give you a quick overview here of the site. Hopefully I got this. There we go. So this is the site in question on Birchwood. This property was actually, until a couple of months ago, zone plan business commercial. We've had a number of people over the last few years for commercial property use. And it's just there's a limited amount of developable acres available on the property. You can see that there's a detention pond here that serves the real estate office to the west. And then trying to get an access drive in here, it's impacting the detention. So you have to reshape it, provide more detention for. It was just kind of a challenge because there wasn't enough developable acreage to really work efficiently for a commercial use. More recently, Davis Building Group had approached us about an idea to construct a home on this site and use it for the foreseeable future as a sales office, essentially, and model home. They both have neighborhoods that they construct in the entire neighborhood, but then they also do build on your lot. So they need a spot for some of their clients to come and be able to see their product, meet with a sales agent, talk about what they're wanting, and be able to, again, just see what they do and what some of the amenities are to their building. So what they approached us about is we want to be able to build a home, so it needs to be zoned for residential use. But then we'd come back through and then ask for a use variance to temporarily allow it to be used for this sales office and model home. So that's the request is for you here tonight. Just recently was rezoned to SF2 from Planned Business Commercial. So it is zoned residentially now that will allow them to construct that home. I'll show you what that looks like here in a second. But then they're coming back for a request for a use to allow them to use it for a model home and sales office. So it will be staffed by an individual a good part of the week, allowing people to come and go, and also clients would have appointments there. And then what they're hoping to do is at some point in the future, they don't know when exactly, but at some point in the future, when they don't need it as a sales office anymore, then they would like to be able to revert it back to a single family home and sell it as a home. So I'll show you a couple things here real quickly. The idea how they would improve the site. They will have to reconfigure the detention pond a little bit to allow for their driveway that would come in off of Birchwood Drive, as you can see here. Right now, the parking lot for the property to the west, it essentially sheet drains, or it surface drains into this lot. My guess is they'll probably pipe and reshape that detention pond to properly accommodate detention. And then they're putting in a small little four space parking lot to the back that you see here. And then the last thing I will show you here, this is the home that they intend to build on this site. This is in the Interstate Overlay District, as Mr. Pauley said. It does meet all overlay district requirements for masonry, et cetera. So this does meet all the other standards we have, but we do need to approve a use variance to allow them to use this for a model home for a period of time until such time that they revert it back to a single family home and sell it. So that is requested before you here tonight, as to allow a model home office in a single family residential SF2 zoning. For record, I won't go through all of them, but we have addressed all of the 5 criteria that need to be addressed for a use variance, And finally, staff recommendation, planning staff recommendation approval of the variance of use request to permit an office within the single-family residential SF2 zoning classification. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions?
Thank you.
Would the applicant care to address the board?
Mr. Bontrager always does an excellent job of presenting these, so I don't have much to add to that, other than to say I know Davis Homes is looking forward to constructing a model home out in this site and doing a lot more business in Lebanon. So if you don't have any questions, I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is a public meeting. I'll open to the public if anybody cares to step forward and say anything. Okay, I guess we'll close the public end of the meeting. And no further questions?
Make a motion to approve docket 23-52, use variance as written.
Corey Coons,
Yes.
Chad Kiger,
Yes.
Bruce Polly,
Yes.
Ron Edwards,
Yes.
Lori Gross. Yes.
Good luck. Congratulations. Okay, Matt. Next one, our last one, docket 2380. D. Lee Sheets Jr. The property is located at 703 Klotz Street here in Lebanon. The property is zoned single-family residential and comprised of approximately .178. The subject lot configuration is 60 feet wide, 120 feet deep. Matt?
Board, and to all of our fans watching from home tonight. This is I've seen somewhat regularly. If we go ahead and pull up the screen, we'll get you acclimated to the site. And we are kind of on the Near East side, intersection of Klotz and Busby Street. The applicant here, circled in yellow, currently has a mini barn on the northwest corner, kind of highlighted there. The applicant's simply looking to replace that mini barn with a larger structure. Currently, there's a 5x10 barn that's there. The replacement structure would be 12 by 6, about 192 square feet. The structure sits 5 feet from the property line, which makes it a legally existing non-conforming structure because our setback requirement is 10 feet for accessory structures. So the applicant tonight is going to be looking for a variance relief from that side setback to allow the new mini barn to stay with the same 5-foot setback. So the current one, again, legally existing non-conforming at 5 feet. The new structure would keep the same setback, would just be bigger and would actually come to the south a little bit more. As we reviewed this application, and you can see kind of the immediate neighbors, the neighborhood itself has quite a few structures that are less than or even have zero setback from the property line. So allowing this 5-foot setback would not be overly imposing on the neighbors, would not create any challenges to the neighboring property in that fashion. So for the record, we did in the staff report detail our review of the statutory criteria, and we did find that the property or the variance requested would not be injurious to the public health, safety, morals, or general welfare of the use and value of the area adjacent to the property affected in a substantially adverse manner. And then lastly, the strict in terms of the UDO would result in practical difficulties on the property. And as I detailed, by making the property owner meet the standards of the UDO would be creating a burden, considering that that would be unique to the immediate area, since there are numerous others, specifically right next door, and then just off the screen and on the west here, properties that are much significantly less than that 5 feet. So with that, staff does recommend approval of the development standard variance request to permit relief from the accessory structure side setback to allow the construction of a mini barn that is 5 feet from the property line. Glad if anybody has any.
Matt, the building on the right, is that a garage?
It is.
And is it attached or detached?
From the aerial view, it appears to be detached, just a small section there between the home, the garage structure.
Okay.
that's it. Applicant care to add an additional?
Just about the attached apartment garage on both or not.
The applicant, you need to step to the microphone, please.
Back several years ago, there used to be a breezeway connecting the two. And I don't remember the gentleman's name, but I remember we had to get the conservation officer involved in it. It's mechanically attached through the concrete, which the conservation officer, at that time I was still in the floodplain, and the conservation officer approved that. So, like I said, I don't know if that matters or not, but so.
Thank you.
Okay, this, once again, public meeting. Does anybody in the public care to step forward? Press? Close the public end of the meeting. Further questions? Look for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve docket 23-80 as written.
Second. Yes.
Chad Kiger?
Yes.
Bruce Polly? Ron Edwards?
Yes.
Lori Gross?
Yes.
Carries. Congratulations, good luck. I think that's it. Do we have anything else to talk about tonight? Okay, if we close the meeting, our next meeting would be Monday, November the 6th, 7 p.m. right here.
Election day.
No, that's a Monday. It should be,
Tuesday, isn't it?
Is it?
yeah, it should be a
Okay.
Tuesday.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Is that right, Ben?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.